Hello and welcome. My name is David and this is Lifestyle in Calgary. In today's video, we're going to be discussing PR pathways to immigrate to Canada. Now let's get right into it. What are the pathways? There are so many pathways, so many that are not quite known to every applicant out there or candidate. But in this video, we're going to highlight some of the pathways so you know which one you fall into. If the pathways you fall into are not covered in this video, I have other videos coming up that focus on other pathways which you'd have to look at and see if you fall into those pathways or if you meet requirements for those pathways. So in some cases you can meet requirement for 3 or 4 or 5 pathways. That's just like spreading your eggs and seeing which pathway you can get invited for. So the first express entry pathway we'll discuss today is express entry. Express entry is a general pathway for immigrating into Canada. It requires you to have a CRS score, which gives you a ranking in the pool of candidates. To have that score, you need to do a credential evaluation of your degree. If it's PhD, a master's, a PhD, HND, OND, bachelor's, you do an evaluation to give you a Canadian equivalent of that degree. You'd also need to do a language proficiency exam. This could be IELTS, it could be CELPIP, it could be TCF or TAF, whichever one suits you or whichever one you feel you're very familiar with. You should have that exam done and then you should have a result. Put your TCF number on the result or the result number or whichever unique identifier for the exam you have added to your WES evaluation or any of the evaluation agencies you use. You can create a profile that can be used to invite you to apply for permanent residency. So the key requirements are education. The higher, the better. You also need to have a good Canadian language benchmark. It could be from language benchmark 7, 8, or 9. This means that the higher your language benchmark, the better your score is, which means the better your overall CRS score would be. Also, for every year after you turn 30, you lose points, so it's better to always use the applicants that has a lower age in terms of if you're married, or you also leverage on things like having relationship with people in Canada in terms of having siblings, kids, and stuff like that. So those are the things that can boost your CRS score and will also in return make you get an invitation to apply early enough. The second pathway is provincial nominee programs. Provincial nominee programs simply means provinces in Canada have their own way of inviting applicants. Some provinces pick from the pool in the express entry, or some provinces you have to create a profile where you also be ranked based on their own CRS score. Now this could be based on CRS score in the province. That means they have their own portal where candidates will go and create a profile and be ranked based on the requirements that they meet. While some provinces would just go to the pool of candidates in the express entry and invite certain candidates based on work experience or the type of job they are doing. So you could look at things like Ontario nominee program, which goes into the pool of candidates to invite people. You have Alberta nominee program, which you'd have to create a profile, and then from there you can get invited. You look at Saskatchewan, where you have to create a profile also. So these provinces have different dynamics that works for them. So as an applicant, you might have to do a research into which one favors you the most or which one you feel you may have a good CRS score, and that way you can get invited. The next pathway is Canadian Experience Class. Canadian Experience Class simply means that an applicant is already in Canada and have done at least 1 year of eligible work experience. Having that, or also having a job offer, not necessarily starting the job, a job offer in specific job roles qualifies the applicant for Canadian Experience Class. This could be students that have finished their course of study, gained some Canadian experience, or got a job offer from one of the roles that are required for this pathway. This pathway is basically focused on people that are already in Canada, or people that have certain Canadian experiences, get certain job offers or started certain jobs in Canada. Then the last part we'll discuss in this video is the work permit. Now, the work permit is slightly different from the Canadian experience class. This basically means the applicants have finished a postgraduate degree, be it a master's or a certificate, but certainly it has to be PGWP eligible, that is postgraduate work permit eligible. So if you've done those postgraduate work permit eligible courses and you get your postgraduate work permit while working in Canada, you can apply for your PR. So this is slightly different from the Canadian experience class, right? But then you could have your PGWP and still apply as a Canadian experience class. So as I said in the beginning, you could have requirements that meet different pathways. So it's better for the candidate, or it's best for the candidate to know those pathways and then align themselves in a way that they can get invited through any of those pathways. So a quick recap: express entry is the first. The second one is provincial nominee programs. The third is Canadian experience class, and the fourth is work permit, also known as postgraduate work permit. So if you find this video interesting, do please like, share and subscribe. You can watch the other videos on the pathways to see the other pathways we're going to discuss and how you fit into these pathways or the requirements that these pathways need, so you can check if you can also come into Canada through these pathways. Until next time, thank you and bye.